well, Titanic, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Hit that like button, share and subscribe. Reparation. This is Joy Reese.
Built and restored, and we just think it's just time now that we have justice on all of that, where we can live all our life, that type of life over again as a grown up.
For 109-year-old Viola Fletcher and the two other known survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, the wait for that justice will drag on. That's because an Oklahoma judge threw out their years-long legal efforts seeking reparations and rebuilding to address the historical damage done 102 years ago by the race massacre that destroyed Black Wall Street. Judge Caroline Wall sided with the state and city of Tulsa, who argued, in part, that being connected to a historical event doesn't give a person unlimited rights to seek compensation. And joining me now is Demario Solomon Simmons, civil rights attorney and founder of Justice for Greenwood. Demario, it is great to see you. I have to say, the argument that people have normally made against reparations is, well, the victims of enslavement or some other wrong are long dead. We can't compensate people who are alive because the victims are dead. But now you have a case where the victims are alive. There are 3 people who are alive, and they're still saying we still can't have reparations. Make that make sense, because it seems like a heads you lose, tails I win.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a moving of the goalposts when it comes to Black people and our racial justice claims. And you're right, Joy, 109 years old. Mother Fletcher was 7 years old at the time. Mother Randall, 108, she was 6 years old at the time. They saw, they felt, they heard, and they witnessed and experienced the race massacre. They're still here. And that's the thing that this case is so important, naturally, because we have the photos, we have the video, we have the hundreds of insurance claims. There are living people who are saying this happened to me. And no one is disputing that this happened to them. Yet the city of Tulsa, the county, the chamber, and the state are saying, we don't care that this happened to you. We're not going to do anything for you, your families, or the community.
Let me play what you said last time that you were here on the show.
A mob of white neighbors in Tulsa were killing the proud Black families of Greenwood.
Airplanes above us, the bullets raining down all around us.
And somehow, both the white mob and their Black victims with the guns at their backs kept the massacre a secret.
We never did discuss it, and we don't even know.
My name is Joy McConaughey, and that's Joy. I am the granddaughter of Doris McConaughey, who is more famous as being a survivor of the Tulsa race riot.
Do you remember when she told you and other members of your family?
Well, absolutely. Actually, I was working in Los Angeles, and I was at my desk, and the phone rings, and it's the front desk, and they said, well, Joy, do you know an Doris McConaughey? And I'm like, what? What about it? What you know about my grandma? I'm about to get mad.
Right.
And I went out to the front desk, and there she is on the front page of the Los Angeles Times with the caption, "The city's bury shame." And there's my grandmother.
That was the first you heard about this?
Of the complete story, yes.
The Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma was the pride and joy of America's former slaves in 1921. The stores and businesses did so well, they called it Black Wall Street. But there was resentment living on the other side of the railroad tracks. In the white neighborhoods, they like to call Greenwood Little Africa. The evening of May 30th was the beginning of the White Lash. That's when Dick Rowland, a 19-year-old Black shoe shiner, needed to use the colored restroom downtown. It was on the top floor of the Drexel building, and a young white woman named Sarah Page was in charge of the elevator.
We think as Dick walked on the elevator, he tripped, he automatically threw his hands out to break his fall, that he might have hooked his hand on Sarah Page's dress, that it tore, she screamed, and he ran out of the elevator.
A white store clerk who heard her scream told police that Dick Rowland attacked her. They arrested him the next day.
The Tribune published an article the next day entitled "Nab Negro for Attacking Girl in an Elevator." The piece really had its desired impact in that it riled up white men in South Tulsa.
At the courthouse, the white men with guns were soon met by a much smaller group of black men with guns. And then someone's gun went off. Today, Hollywood is sharing the forgotten horrors of the next few days in the HBO series Lovecraft Country and the murderous scenes in Watchmen. It was rare to find a survivor who would talk about the violence, but a few found the courage to record their stories in the 1990s.
He said, "Please don't burn my house, don't set my house on fire." Well, that was wishful thinking because everything around was burning.
All I could see was black rolling smoke down south and the people going north. The crowd was just the whole breadth of the railroad tracks.
That white elevator operator, she never pressed charges. Dick Rowland, the sheriff, released him from jail. He left this place and never came back. The law never held anyone responsible for killing as many as 300 black Americans. These painful images of burned black bodies were turned into postcards and shared by white families. This one
Today, y'all call them memes, you guys. That's the very reason when Wanda sent me that body like that laying in the middle of the ground, I was so upset, and y'all called me crazy. But this is the kind of work I do. I do this work, boots on the ground, while I see these things. It's no joke, you guys. We got to start having compassion for our loved ones. Yes, we got to start loving our loved ones. Have enough passion when you see somebody laying in the middle of the road like that. You can look the other way and have no feeling. You've been desensitized and say, "Oh, that's just a meme. That old lady crazy." This is Black Titanic. This is 1921 Tulsa Massacre. June, July. I'm just going to say this is their anniversary. This is my anniversary too. I just want to bring it home to y'all. Boots on the ground. That's my job. That's what I do.
Celebrates, quote, running the Negro out of Tulsa. 30 blocks of black homes and black excellence were burned to the ground in just 16 hours.
June the 1st, 1921, Black Wall Street, y'all. It was a lot of Black Wall Streets here in America. After the Civil War, our ancestors were building. But anyway, America bombed its own citizens, June the 1st, 1921, killing over 300 black families, including newborns and children, aided by the government. And so they say that they were dropping bombs on them as well. Okay. You...
reparations for the children of slaves. We want reparations. We want what? Reparations. We want what? Reparations. And when do we want it?
Now.
And when do we want it?
Now.
We want what?
Reparations. Reparations.
When do we want it?
Now.
And when do we want it? Now. And how do we want it?
Attorney Malik Shabazz, you guys, and he's also, he used to be the leader of the new Black Panther Party. I don't know if he's still a leader, but he's also an attorney. Anyway, he says, one tribe, that's what we are. Black revolutionists as well as Tulsa citizen paid homage to the 100th anniversary of Black Wall Street, June 1st, 1921. And I think it was like 2 years ago, a few years ago, I was down there, you guys. Boots on the ground. These are my comrades, you guys.
Who is self-defense in the name of reparations, they're going to pick up the gun. It's all over America. Military defense force all throughout the 50 states of America. We have to protect and police our own community all throughout the 50 states of America. We have to put the police out of our community and get home to every black youth inside of our community.
1921.
Babies were born that night, 2 or 3 babies and everything. I had some personal friends that had a baby born the night before the riot started, and they lost that baby during the riot, trying to keep up with him. They had him in a shoebox, in some kind of box, like a shoebox.
Ain't that sad, y'all?
That baby got
newborn.
I never had any feeling. It was such a shock until, I don't know, that the Lord just strengthened me. But my husband he was so tender. He just broke down. He said, baby, we've lost everything we had.
This is OC the Great.
Let's get with Greenville. I say Greenville, Greenwood, Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? This is the land that they bombed. You know what I mean?
These are my comrades, you guys, and I want to let y'all know it felt good to be out there. It felt good to walk on that land. Bittersweet, sad at the same time. But these are the next generation of fearless revolutionists. We're out there, y'all. We out there. Where are you? We walked this bloody soil of our ancestors. This indeed was the 100-year anniversary of Black Wall Street. I'm there, boots on the ground with my comrades.
Same land they bombed, you know. And yeah, they don't want to see us. They don't want to see this type of young. Yeah.
Black power.
Okay, this right here on the red truck is Sister Muhammad. Sister Muhammad, you guys. She is a female, but I think she's in Texas. She is the leader of the new Black Panther Party in Texas. Hopefully I can get her to come and speak to you guys one day. I wish I can. Anyway, her name is Sister Muhammad. Boots on the ground. These are my comrades.
Black power. Black power. Black power.
Black power. Now, these are the survivors. Actually, it was 5 of them that day. I hugged them and kissed them and cried, you guys. One of them named is Viola Fletcher. Y'all saw her at the time. Boots on the ground. This is me with Impact, Stone Mountain, Georgia. We had a lot of threatened by the Ku Klux Klansmen. So, that's why they were there. I'm covering the story, you guys.
Formation. If you're a spectator, you can follow. You can videotape all you want. So nobody in this formation will do that. You're a part of this already. Nobody is to point their weapon at anybody until we get. After that, it's all we fall. I don't give a fuck. Kill every motherfucker you can. Y'all ready? Oh. Bro, why you loading your weapon right there? Take your weapon. Take your weapon, dude. Sorry. Hey. Do not have a round table. Do not table around. Everybody turn to the right. Security, damn way formation. Shooter, stand by. Almost thrown up in 60 seconds. You ready? All the Grandmaster J. All right. All the Grandmaster J. NFAC. All on. All on. When we get in the street, y'all can progress, all right? Let's go around the front. Wow! It's history.
This is the anniversary, you guys. I think it was July 2020. Brought to you live by Boots on the Ground with me. July 2020. This is the month. This is Grandmaster J. This is called exercising your Second Amendment. The right to bear arms, you guys. This is known as a black militia. That's what they are. Black militia.
That's right.
So what y'all be telling me to be careful with these little assignments I'm going on by myself. I go on dangerous assignments.
Get in line. Everybody in line with that.
This is on my Boots on the Ground. Tell y'all something funny. I got in line with the young folks that kept looking at me. I know they wanted to say something. Finally, a young lady said, "Are you sure you're going to be able to make it up that mountain?" I don't know if y'all ever been to Stone Mountain, Georgia, but that is a steep mountain. I had planned on going up no mountain with them. I would actually just walk to my car with them, that's all. But anyway, this is the anniversary, 2020, July 2020. I was live right there in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with my comrades.
Face the right, get that formation for me. Fix that formation for me. Fix that formation for me, brothers and sisters. Fix the line. Fix that formation for me. Fix that formation. Fix that formation. Get your spacing right. Get your spacing right. Get your spacing right.
You're watching Black Titanic. Reparation.
Now, many of us are aware of the H.R. 40 reparations bill, which is not a bill that delivers reparations, but it's simply a bill to put together a commission to study reparations. That's it, to study. This is a bill that was created by John Conyers in 1989. And as you can see on your screen right now, from 1989 to the present day, this bill has never even made it to the House floor for a vote. This is despite the fact that the 116th Congress and 117th Congress were Democratic controlled. As you can see in the 116th Congress section, on January 3rd of 2019, H.R. 40 had 173 sponsors, yet the bill died in committee, never making it to the House floor for a vote. On January 4th, 2021, the H.R. 40 bill had even more co-sponsors, 196. That's up from 173 sponsors. H.R. 40 had 196 co-sponsors, and it was simply referred to committee of jurisdiction, but it was never actually brought up to the House floor for a vote. Both the 116th Congress and 117th Congress, as it pertains to the House of Representatives, were both Democratic controlled. But you know what the Democrats did do in that same time period? They couldn't find the time to simply pass a bill that would study reparations, but they did find the time to pass a bill in the House of Representatives called the Federal Crown Act. And for those of you who don't know what this bill is, it's a hair discrimination bill. Yes, you heard me correctly. A hair discrimination bill. The Democrats would not pass H.R. 40, a bill to simply study reparations. They couldn't find the time for that. They didn't find that important enough. But what they did find the time for was to pass a bill on hair discrimination. As you can see here, it reads under Federal Crown Act on September.
So the Democrat plays in our face, and our people constantly vote Democrat. Don't even ask for nothing. Just go and just vote. Every ethnic group, they gonna get what they want because they will hold their vote. If we need to say reparation is time, you guys, if they don't give us reparation, you don't vote.
21st, 2020, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Crown Act of 2020, which failed to pass the Senate. The bill was then reintroduced on March 22nd, 2021 in the House and Senate simultaneously as the Crown Act of 2021 and was passed by the House on March 18th of 2022, but it was not passed in the Senate. Now, once again, I hate to beat a dead horse, but these Democrats that apparently love Black folks so much, they want to look out for you, they want to close the racial wealth gap, they want to right the wrongs of the past. They couldn't find time to pass a wildly flawed bill known as H.R. 40, Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act. No, they couldn't find time to do that, but they did find time to pass a hair discrimination.
They don't have to do nothing for us, because our people don't demand nothing but a vote. Nothing. Not one, nothing y'all don't demand. But yet Biden had gave reparation to people, yeah. They don't need no study. Just the next day he get that pen for them Afghanistan. One day later they had a reparation. The Asian, took him about 12 hours to get them reparation. But why? Because they demand things that they want.
Bill, what's my point? My point is to relay the message to you all to please do not let vote blue no matter whoers throw this bill in your face that was introduced by Representative Brian Bannon as some way to fearmonger you into just simply voting blue no matter who, just so you can get nothing in return for your vote, as you've been getting since 1964. The Democrats thrive on the fact that Black Americans, out of fear, just simply vote Democrat religiously, unlike any other group in this country, despite the fact that they never give you anything in return for your vote. Henceforth, the reason why the racial wealth gap continues to grow ever wider. The fear-mongering has to stop. The day has to come when Black Americans can no longer be persuaded by way of fear of the boogeyman Republicans. The day must come when we are only persuaded through logic, we cannot continue to throw away the little bit of leverage that we have left in American politics, which is the Black vote. Because if I'm being completely honest, we are running out of time. And in a few short years, before you can blink twice, Black Americans will become completely politically irrelevant. Strangers in a country that they built, where by 2064, you will be fourth on the population list. You cannot let that happen. But that depends on you and not somebody else. So with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell.
This is TD Hip Hop Media. Now let's see who got reparation, right? Let's see. Let me find that for you guys.
Listening to me, looking at me. We in two cities on both coasts at the same damn time. NFAC is a black militia. For all the white folks listening, we come to put you motherfuckers on notice. We tired of talking to you. We tired of working with you. We tired of all that shit. Y'all want to keep doing shit to us? From now on, whatever you do to us, we're gonna do to you. Then maybe y'all want to talk about this shit. We don't threaten, we don't scare, because we don't care. We have nothing left to lose. Nothing. So everybody out here, we're gonna take a small walk. I'm gonna let y'all know that. And where we going, we ain't never been.